Talk at the table. We're going to start in Brooklyn, where police have made an arrest following that brutal brawl at a local McDonald's after a video of the vicious attack went viral. Police arrested 16-year-old Ania Ferguson, who witnesses say was the ringleader in that attack against another young girl. Ferguson charged as an adult with robbery and gang assault. The video shows Ferguson and several other girls trying to beat up, or rather not trying, they were beating up one teen while onlookers cheered them on and no one jumped in to try and stop the attack. Here's a brief look at some of what happened. Workers at the McDonald's did not intervene. However, they say they put a call into police. The girl who was outnumbered in the video was taken to the hospital for her injuries. Police say she and her mother are not cooperating with authorities because they're afraid of retaliation and additional gang violence. And I want to ask what the responsibility of people in the crowd should be, but first I just got to go around the table and get your reaction to it. I
got to be honest. You know what? I'll answer your eventual question as we go around the table. I'll be honest. I would have, and I admit I'm dropping a dime on myself. I would have run the hell out of there. I would have gotten out of there. I would have been very scared. I would have been unbelievable, probably to the point of nausea, worried about that young girl. I would have done the same thing they did. I would have grabbed my phone, hit 911, but I've got to be honest, guys. I would have gotten the hell out of there. Excuse me, the heck out of there. Let alone if I had my daughters with me, my little ones. But yeah, I'm a wuss. I would have run. And I got to be completely honest in front of the camera. That's what I would have done.
Scott?
I hate to admit
it. You know, I've intervened on some girl fights at that level when I was teaching for a bit.
Let's just call them fights. Let's just call them fights.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a viciousness to it that is really something. I mean, all fights are not, but I guess my instinct would be to intervene. But on the other hand, what people should do is immediately go get police, because the problem is if you intervene, you become part of the violence. You can become part of the violence. And honestly, because there's no rationalities going on. You need to get police. You need to have them get on the phone. But to try to intervene yourself, the chances are you're going to get hurt. I'm afraid.
Dominic?
No doubt about it. I would have intervened, even if it meant me putting my body on top of that young lady's body that was on the ground. But, and I appreciate your honesty. I really do. It's just disgusting. It's embarrassing. I don't know what to say as a black man. It's been coming to this for years. This is the problem. When we in the community refuse to take personal responsibility for what's going on. You can't blame white people for what happened in that McDonald's.
But Dominic,
go ahead, I'm sorry. No. I just want to say, the young lady's shirt was ripped off, and she's standing there in her bra, and she's still going. She's still going. Now, she's been described, I'm going to shut up in 1 second, Kelly. She's been described in press accounts, I'm quoting now, she's very sick, they said, and that this young lady, she's been arrested 5 or 6 times, she's attacked her grandmother, and so on and so on. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to, gang violence, which this would appear to be, is prevalent, and jumping in those situations can be very dangerous for people.
Very dangerous.
The fact of the matter is, you got to get people who know how to break them up wherever it is. I mean, thank goodness
that was a gang mentality. But
thank God they didn't have knives or other things that could have
and that could have happened if you jump in.
Right, yes. or for the people involved. I appreciate the perspective on race on all this, but I see video of fights like this where all the combatants are white, or where all the combatants are absolutely.
You do?
You get bullying situations, particularly with school-age kids and this sort of. I mean, I didn't jump to race on this when I saw the video, Andrew, except for the fact that the participants were black.
The truth is this: that video sets back race relations about 5 years. Because see, nobody here at this table. I'm the only one being honest. No offense, gentlemen. Any white person looking at that, in their head, what do you think they're saying as they're walking away?
I'm telling you what I honestly thought.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I don't.
but
Gang
I mean-
violence doesn't have
And
color.
you know,
Okay,
that brings us back to the Obama Cosby
But,
thing.
but they
Why
refer
isn't
to
President Obama
themselves.
talking about
Wait. This ain't got nothing to do with President
genuinely.
Obama. This has nothing to do with President Obama. This has to do with, we're talking about whether or not we were going to get involved. Well, where's her mama?
Right.
Where's her daddy?
Right.
And we all know what the answer is. And I say that because I was one of those kids without a father. Where's daddy?
Right.
Do you think overnight this girl just got like this?
But Dom, she's,
mean,
she's 16 years old.
So what?
She's 16.
That's
No.
the problem.
At
That's the
16, at
problem.
16, you're not
That's
walking
the
around with your mom and dad
That's
everywhere.
the problem. You think she just woke up one night and became a savage? And I'm using that term because that's the term that they use, saying that they refer to themselves as the gang young savages. Do you think she just woke up one day and became like that?
Yeah, but Dominic, if it's gang violence, it's not colored. It's
But,
not
but,
colored.
but I get
They're
upset.
Hispanic,
but
they're
I,
whites,
but,
they're...
I, but I get upset with that because the young lady that was attacked, that could have been my daughter. That could have been my daughter. And how is she going to
And
defend
listen,
herself?
and my point is,
And
though,
until we get real, I know you guys don't want to make this about race. Maybe I shouldn't make it about race. I don't know. But until 40% of our kids are graduating from high school, less than 40%. Pipeline to prison. Now, at some point, we've got to look at ourselves. I'm not talking about Sharpton or anybody else. Look at ourselves in the mirror. What are we doing? Why are we not making sure our kids are educated? Why are our kids running, some, not all, acting like savages in a McDonald's? Come on. I mean, we can be politically correct and all that nonsense, and I can play the game too, but let's call it for what it is. This is why I didn't want to talk about this.
I gotta wrap it up, but look, I appreciate the candor and going back. I honestly didn't see the racial component. I mean, I saw that the participants were black,
but
I didn't
see a bunch of black girls acting like
I didn't think that it was a racial issue because again, I've seen situations like that play out, with girls, white girls, or Hispanic girls. It doesn't. To me, it speaks more about bullying and gang than it does about race.
Me too.
But it's still. I mean, I think it's insightful that you found that in it, and I think that there are. It's
What
one
do you
of those.
think America saw in that video?
I don't know.
Do you think they saw gang and whatever they got, or do you think they saw
I think
bunch
they saw
of black
a
and
vicious
Latino
beating.
kids?
I think they saw a vicious beating. And I'm not sure.
it's
I'm sure if people saw race in
the
it.
fascinating thing, and I know you got to wrap. You keep harping on.
How many of those kids are going to
Listen,
college?
you keep
How many of
har-
those kids are going to
Listen
college?
me. You keep harping on, I think rightfully so, the idea of the single-parent family. The Times brought it up again this week. There was an opinion piece about how the left blew it a few years ago. The whole, that little investigative thing from Daniel Patrick Moynihan, and how he talked about
Moynihan was right.
Okay,
Moynihan was
See, I
right.
was bringing up a salient point. Thank you.
But don't blame
That's
Obama.
that's your
You
one
can't
for the
blame
week.
Obama for
We
this.
gotta go.
I'm
We
not
gotta
blaming
Let's
we
go.
gotta-
Let's go.
Dominic,
Let's go.
Hey,
TJ, Scott,
face
thank you
near.
very much.
And
Really,
next time.
really appreciate it. It is. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we hear from a mother-daughter duo who are pushing for medical marijuana reform. We're going to explain, and they're going to explain, why they're backing Senator Kirsten Gillibrand's legislation that would allow states to set their own rules on medical marijuana. It's an emotional interview, or at least it was for me. We're right back.